So, I wasn't even sure how to start this video because it's just like so much tea. It's kind of just like, it's awkward. It's awkward how much tea there is. It's not even like I could even spill it. Like I would need to like precisely pour it in a cup, and I've been trying to figure out how to even pop off with this whole shit. But basically, I got a message from some people on my blog not too long ago, basically letting me know that Tess Holliday had not refunded them for purchases that they made that were unfulfilled for months. And at first, I was like shook, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, the internet streets is scary sometimes. So I was kind of like, I don't really want to post any of this shit, honestly, because I felt like, you know, from the two interactions I had with Tess, like via them messaging me on Tumblr, they seemed like a very nice person and pretty like sweet. And so I felt weird about exposing them. I also wasn't even all the way on my like understanding blackness shit, and I was still trying to like still fuck with white people like OD. And so it was just like I was trying to give her a lot of believability. I was trying to give her a lot of just the benefit of the doubt, you feel me? Because I just didn't want that shit to be true, obviously. And so I just really didn't listen to those people, and in effect I silenced those people from like actually having a space where they could say what the fuck was real, because they were telling the truth. And you know, a couple months ago I ended up seeing a post about the same shit, like someone again saying they had not gotten money refunded to them after purchasing something and sending countless emails and never getting response, and they said they were steady being blocked from all different types of accounts that Tess was supposedly managing, and then allegedly not managing. So all that I saw one day. I was somewhere, I don't know, someone might have posted a picture of Tess. Tess might have posted something about selling some t-shirts, and somebody was like, LOL, like she's selling more t-shirts, bitch, and I still haven't got my t-shirt. And so a bunch of people were like, we need to start a group. And so a group got started by this one person. I want to say their name is Jackie. Jackie's post is the post that I saw that was like posted by somebody else, you know, saying LOL, I never even got my shit. So when I get into the group, I see that there's maybe like 20 something people in that group, and I'm kind of just like, okay. And the group is kind of like in this state where like they want to roast Tess, but like they also want to get their money back. But I feel like the hope there is mad lost because people are just like roasting her. And it's not even so much about, I don't even think there was very many cases of fat phobia happening in that space. But I want to say that there were lots of instances where people were just feeling swindled as fuck and just talking about how abusive it is to be blocked and to be silenced and censored from telling the truth about something that happened to you when someone's trying to, in your opinion, do the same thing to other people. Because it's like if you order something from somebody and you see that they selling the same shit again, and you never got your shit and you got blocked, like wouldn't you be angry like at a certain point and be like going in and being like, stop, like y'all. And what would happen would be a lot of like Tess's fan base would just be online, just going in on people and bullying people, which is so ironic because she is like known as someone who has been bullied, is consistently bullied, and steady like fighting back and being like super empowered and empowering other fat people, especially fat cis white women. And I just find that like a lot of the fat cis white women that was on that fucking comment thread and many comment threads, we're just going in, just like roasting people, trying to make them feel bad, try to call them broke. It's like, bitch, if you have $40 to spend on a t-shirt, you're probably not broke. So it was like middle-class white bitches yelling at other middle-class white bitches, and then middle-class white bitches get mad, and then them starting a group and shit. And so it was a lot of whiteness in the group, I'm not gonna lie. People just, again, nice nasty, like not willing to kind of do the work to go in and say like what the fuck she actually did, just like, you know, just be venting seemingly. But as the group got bigger, some people that were saying they were affiliated with Tess started getting into the group. Some people were more popular than others. And I was honestly just kind of sitting back just being like, this is wild. Because the group had been formed for some months, so it's weird for folks to just pop off now. And quite honestly, when people started popping up in the group, I noticed it was when folks were going really hard on Instagram, you know, trying to round folks up. Like people were posting their own posts, tagging Tess, and then writing a whole bunch of shit, and other folks were getting added to the group through that. And then other folks are getting added to the group because Jackie continued to like kept, posting that she was a part of the group and she's trying to get folks together. And I think perhaps in ways Jackie was like, if I get enough people in this group, she has to, speak to us. So people that say that they were friends of Tess, affiliates of Tess, business associates, co-workers of Tess, employees of Tess, were saying that they were taking people's information. They were like, PM me. Almost every thread for the last probably 6 weeks to almost 2 months has been people just sending seemingly their emails back and forth through PMs and emails and shit. And then, weeks later, there's the same people being like, no one's responded to me. All of the shit that's supposed to be shipped is saying that it's just been, having shipping labels printed. It's not shipped. Like, why? And just like all this discord going through the group after everybody seemingly was kind of just like chilling again and not going in again and trying to relax. So once that happened, that's when folks started going and talking about litigations, you know what I mean? And I think, again, that's interesting. People, again, weren't really roasting Tess. They were just calling her a liar and shit. But they were definitely making it a point to be going through her tags and her Instagram and her personal, profiles. And they were just finding all of this information. At one point she was bragging about making 6 figures. And then at another point, she was talking about she had a stressful weekend ahead, and really she just went to Disneyland and the Hollywood Bowl. So it's one of those things where if you're just, living your life, enjoying, the times, say that shit. Don't be like, it's such a stressful time. It's not stressful. You're living a very charmed life, unfortunately, on the backs of people that, like, just haven't received what the fuck you said you were selling. So then it just became a situation where people were angry again. People were, as I said, talking about litigations. At one point, someone was talking about a change.org petition, which I thought was really interesting because I think when that was introduced, it seemed almost like instantly that, like, Tess manifested. And from the moment that Tess got into the group until right the fuck now, it's been BANANAS, okay? It's been quite terrible and quite scary and quite weird. Just to put it succinctly, it's just been a situation where when she first gets in the group, she's posting under her personal profile. And so she's in the group under her real name, which is Ryan Megan. And everybody's like, who the fuck is this? And angry. Because they, again, are like, who is this person? Most people don't know Tess's real name. Most people don't know that Tess Munster is a stage name, that Tess Holliday is a stage name. But that is the case, and so because people didn't know that, people were getting really fucking angry and feeling like they were getting tricked, feeling like somebody was trying to trick them into thinking it was Tess and bamboozle them again. And why the fuck would they not think that? You feel me? After having seemingly friends of Tess, people were vouching for these people, saying that they knew Tess and that they would definitely be on the ball. When those people dropped the ball, do you really think that they were going to be sitting there like, yeah, Ryan Megan, you know who you are, girl? Not at all. So I feel like when people were angry, that's when like things started popping off again. People getting blocked, people getting deleted, because people were just kind of like, what is this? Because it's not even just that people didn't know who it was. It was like the whole tone of the thread was just very seemingly rude and just seemingly kind of like, just this victim-ass vibe, like people had done her wrong, which was, again, ironic as fuck, because the whole fucking group is centered around people who just were fucked over by her business practices. So it was just kind of, like, weird as fuck to kind of, like, read that shit and just be like, really? Like, you really think that people are going to feel bad for you right the fuck now? And then from there, it was a bunch of people getting blocked, as I said, because there's a bunch of fat phobia that erupted, because I think a bunch of people had gotten into the group who were literally just there to kind of just go in on Tess because they didn't like her already, and then they found out that, like, something bad was happening to her, and they was all up into it. For me, it was more the fact that, like, I do have a blog following, and I am a fat person, and I do think that if you're a fat person out here, and you have clout, and you have shine, and you have the fucking ability and privilege to sell clothes to other fat people, especially other fat people who are clearly, you know, trying to wear their confidence proudly, you know, something maybe that they weren't able to do before, something that's quite literal. I think if you're in charge of that, you should definitely be on fucking point and not be doing shit like deleting people's messages about trying to find packages, deleting people's comments and Instagram messages and things of that nature. When those things are being deleted, when people are being censored, when people are being blocked for asking after not being able to contact you through your personal email, it kind of becomes a situation where what is really next? And I think like we find out what is next, people just make a secret ass group, and like again, I think like what's interesting is like she couldn't even realize that like if people really wanted to drag her, there wouldn't be a secret group. There wouldn't be a secret group. There would be a group that was public as fuck, that perhaps somebody not as understanding as Jackie would be the fuck running, and that shit would have just tea from here to fucking there. But I think at the same time, I think a lot of these like white cis femmes that were in that group were just very dedicated to keeping the group like as respectable as possible, because they were holding space, because they felt privileged as fuck. In that space, they're like, you know what? We're going to get her to talk to us. We're going to get her to unblock us on Facebook and Instagram. Like that's literally like their goals were kind of like lofty. They just wanted obviously what they wanted originally, but then, you know, they wanted like to be unfriended, perhaps to be friended for real. You know, to be unblocked, perhaps to be actually followed back. I don't fucking know what their hopes were, but it just seemed like folks were just so caught up in like actually being able to have a one-on-one with Tess, seemingly, that they were just more consumed with like trying to just like just validate her as like a star, validate her as someone important. And it's like, whoa, it's like, okay, word, she can be important and she can be a star. But I think in this space, I think with the power dynamics being what they are, you know, I think it's important and imperative for her to just, you know, kind of, you know, be humble. You feel me? Be like, thank you for even still trying to fuck with me. Thank you for giving, like, you gotta give a fuck to start a group, to get folks together to get your shit. And for a lot of them, they weren't even like, I hate Tess. They were just like, I hate that this happened to me, and I hate that they didn't care about me, but I still fuck with her movement. Like, and it's like for all that, for people to not only not put you on Front Street, but also to give you the benefit of the doubt so many times and to be going hard for you. It's just like weird to me, like the ways that she talks to folks and the way that she comes at people, because in ways it just seems like she wants you to feel worse for her than you feel for yourself, even though you've been waiting for months just to get this one little thing that she said that she offered. I think it's just like a weird ass dynamic going on. It's kind of like she didn't even start the damn group, but she acting like because she's in the group now and because she's present now, that means fuck all y'all. You know what I mean? Like fuck everything you could say. I'm here. What do you mean? You know what I mean? And it's just awkward. And then there's also the situation where people are bringing up the fact that she did a yard sale and that she like double sold items and folks never got them. And that's something that she's refusing to respond to, and then saying that it's about hate and cruel comments. And I just feel like the reality is like people are out there saying that like they didn't get any of their items. People went to like apparently the Fat 2 Facebook group and complained, and like Tess wasn't even fucking with Fat 2. Like Fat 2 wasn't even a part of it, but people were going there to talk about the problem so hard that she's banned on fucking Fat 2, which is like just an independent ass group run by some fatties to sell fat bitches clothes within like different size ranges. And then Etsy too, and it's like, okay, so Etsy and Fat 2, like, why didn't that become big? Like, why wasn't that something that people knew about? You know what I mean? Like, why is that so swept under the rug? And again, why is this group secret? Why is it that, like, someone like myself has to make a fucking video to talk about something like this when it should be on Front the fuck Street? It's just weird to me, because if you look at Tumblr, people get dragged for all types of things. Recently, this white trans person got dragged for stealing thousands of dollars, saying that they were making kits to trans women, clothing kits and makeup kits, and that wasn't happening. They got dragged the fuck. Like, people was just going into their whole life and snatching them from the root. So it's just one of those things where it's like, I feel like kid gloves have been put on. People have been treating Tess with nothing but love and care. And I just feel like her ways of coming at people is kind of fucked up. But I think at the same time, there's a lot of people still trying to get answers that I feel like it's not going to come to fruition. I feel like really what's about to happen is everyone is at some point gonna get their refund. At some point. Hopefully. But again, my point in making this video is I have a large followership, and I know a lot of people out there may have given up after this time, may have wanted to perhaps pursue it, but then got scared as fuck. Because again, I was weirded out by just even trying to post someone's message on Tumblr because I just didn't want to be affiliated with like trying to like seemingly tear her down. But it's like, this isn't about tearing you down. It's about lifting up the voices of people that feel like you tore them down, like you took from them. And I don't think it's nothing messy or shady about it. I think the reality is the tea is all there. You feel me? The tea is really all there. And I just think like what is done in the dark is gonna come to light. So I just want to say for all y'all out there who may or may not know that this group does exist, that if you are looking for it, it's called F Your Beauty Standards. And it's on Facebook, and you can get added and you can get your fucking refund, because I don't think that it's cool or it's right to be stealing from folks who are like trying to literally keep you in the spotlight and keep you shining and like care about you and like, you know, put coins in your pocket. I think that's really gross. So anyways, take care. Love y'all. Bye. And at first I was like shook, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, the internet streets is scary sometimes. So I was kind of like, I don't really want to post any of this shit, honestly, because I felt like, you know, from the 2 interactions I had with Tess, like via them messaging me on Tumblr, they seemed like a very nice person and pretty like sweet. And so I felt weird about exposing them. I also wasn't even all the way on my like understanding blackness shit, and I was still trying to like still fuck with white people like OD. And so it was just like I was trying to give her a lot, and they said they were steady being blocked from all different types of accounts that Tess was supposedly managing, and then allegedly not managing. So all that I saw one day. I was somewhere, I don't know, someone might have posted a picture of Tess. Tess might have posted something about selling some t-shirts, and somebody was like, LOL, like she's selling more t-shirts, bitch, and I still haven't got my t-shirt. And so a bunch of people were like, we need to start a group. And so a group got started by this one person. I want to say their name is Jackie. Jackie's posted the post that I saw that was like posted by somebody else, you know, saying LOL, I never even got my shit. So when I get into the group, I see that there's maybe like, so I wasn't even sure how to start this video because there's just like so much tea. It's kind of just like, it's awkward. It's awkward how much tea there is. It's not even like I could even spill it. Like I would need to like precisely pour it in a cup, and I've been trying to figure out how to even pop off with this whole shit. But basically, I got a message from some people on my blog not too long ago, basically letting me know that Tess Holliday had not refunded them for purchases that they made that were unfulfilled for months. Like 20-something people in that group. And I'm kind of just like, okay. And the group is kind of like in this state where like they want to roast Tess, but like they also want to get their money back. But I feel like the hope there is mad lost because people are just like roasting her. And it's not even so much about, I don't even think there was very many cases of fat phobia happening in that space. But I want to say that there were lots of instances where people were just feeling swindled as fuck and just talking about how abusive it is to be blocked and to be silenced and censored from telling the truth about something that happened to you when someone's trying to, of believability. I was trying to give her a lot of just the benefit of the doubt, you feel me? Because I just didn't want that shit to be true, obviously. And so I just really didn't listen to those people. And in effect, I silenced those people from like actually having a space where they could say what the fuck was real, because they were telling the truth. And, you know, a couple months ago, I ended up seeing a post about the same shit. Like someone, again, saying they had not gotten money refunded to them after purchasing something and sending countless emails and never getting response.